Hello and welcome to Startup Token Interview. So I'm here to welcome Amine from NeoPlace.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. So please introduce yourself for viewers.
Yeah. So I'm Amine Chabbi. I'm the CEO of NeoPlace.io, and I'm very happy to be here. I come from background in aerospace and then entrepreneurship, and I joined the founder team of NeoPlace very recently this year.
All right. What did you do before? You said you did aeroplace, but
Aerospace.
Aerospace. Sorry.
I worked on commercial airplanes, engineering and design.
All right.
So I'm very accustomed with high integrity systems like the blockchain, but in a totally different application.
All right. Your project is called NeoPlace.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
It's the new marketplace. This
All
is
right.
the inspiration for the name. It was started by Robert and Roland Strong, two brothers, and they were joined in 2017 by Vincent Jacques, who actually hired me early this year.
All right.
Yeah.
And what is your project in a few words? Can you explain what NeoPlace is doing and how it's doing it?
So we want to be the all-in-one marketplace for goods and services for all crypto holders. And the way we want to do this is by establishing a platform on the blockchain with a payment solution in order to really build a community and a widespread application, including for third parties to come and build their own marketplace on the basis of our engine.
And what's the difference between your marketplace and other existing marketplace nowadays?
Yeah, so our marketplace will leverage all the benefits of the blockchain to really, first of all, lower the cost of the infrastructure because it's decentralized instead of the sort of centralized platforms that you see today. That should allow us to offer platform fees for vendors and even for buyers that are about a third of what they are today in the current benchmark of centralized platforms. But most importantly, it's an opportunity for the crypto holders community to spend their assets instead of just simply speculating with their digital assets.
So you're focusing on the crypto community, and so you're avoiding any what we call fiat currency in your product?
Yes, we don't want to be a platform for fiat currency. We want to be a platform for cryptocurrencies. But our payment solution will integrate a wallet which will allow people who aren't crypto literate, so to speak, to immediately get accustomed with cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency holdings, etc. So the same way you do a transaction with your credit card on today's e-commerce, you'll be able to do it with your credit card in one step only in our marketplace.
I see it. I was wondering, if we use your product, can we actually pretend using your product and when you arrive at the transaction instead use cash? Because I think that's kind of a limit to your system, isn't it?
No, you can't use cash for the transaction. You'll have to use cryptocurrencies. But if you don't have cryptocurrencies, you'll fund your first wallet in a friendly way through our payment solution.
Yeah, but what I mean is, could you actually get in touch with the person and afterwards when you meet him, just give him cash instead?
Well, the fact of the matter is we aim to first launch a product for remote transactions, not just to circumvent any of this, but actually to bring the second biggest advantage of blockchain and cryptocurrencies, which is completely removing forex costs. Because today, when you transact with whether goods or services across borders, one of the biggest components in the fees that the vendor and the buyer pay is forex costs.
How much do you estimate this is actually?
So today we have actual examples where it's about 8% of the transaction. It can go much higher across developing countries. So, for example, in Africa, the cross rate on some of the fiat currencies in Africa are way above 10%.
I see. All right. So, can you explain the way your system works? I will on your website and on your white papers. I see different layers. For example, we have your
app layer,
app layer,
with the
and
APIs
at the
and
bottom
everything.
I see IPFS, and in
Yes.
between
There's our engine.
exactly.
Yes.
So
it's a three-tier. It's a three-tier data architecture. The top tier is the one that everyone is generally familiar with, but we wanted to be more transparent than that. So the top tier is the APIs and the app layer. The mid tier is really the mid layer. Sorry, is our engine. The under the hood view of what we will bring to third parties and to users in general. And the bottom layer is really the blockchain through our smart contract, the access to the blockchain through our smart contract, and the IPFS, so the interplanetary file system.
all right.
And the reason for those is we want to be the protocol for marketplaces, not just one application of a marketplace. We want to be the first, but we want to retain that product leadership by being a protocol to which people who have strong ideas about marketplaces and novel developments would come and use our APIs to actually kind of interconnect with our system.
I see. And you're using in order to reach consensus, you're using proof of stake. Is it a
Yes.
proprietary idea?
Proof of stake is an innovation from our tech team, Robert and Roland. And the core concept is when you look at a transaction today, there's several phases that are worth tracing, tracking, and recording in an immutable manner. Okay, and it's not just product ordered, product delivered. There's a lot of things in between. This is even more important for small vendors who cannot, gobble the cost of having the returns, etc. And so the idea is through the IPFS system, which is a peer-to-peer filing system, you manage to record a huge amount of data without supporting the cost of logging it onto the blockchain. Whereas for the blockchain part, for the smart contract, you will record all the data that you want to become immutable, such as, for example, all the hashes of the files that you are logging on the IPFS system, in order to have an absolutely secure and totally encrypted way of figuring out what timestamp was it for that transaction, what picture corresponds to the transaction, what geolocalization corresponds to that transaction.
Interesting. So you want to have this protocol and afterward expand it to any other marketplace?
Yes, exactly that. So people would come on the top layer, okay, thanks to our APIs, and they would be able to connect and develop their own marketplaces, probably their e-shops, additional ancillary services. We want to open that opportunity to anyone who has brilliant ideas.
So could you define your roadmap for where you came from and where you're going in matter of time?
Yes. So the whole project started early 2017 with Roland and Robert working on the app and the long-term view. They were joined by Vincent towards the fall of 2017 to refine the blockchain aspects and the data structure that we just talked about. And I joined the team 2nd of Jan this year. So I'm the latest comer in the core team.
Yet you're the CEO.
Yes. So from now on, what we're going to do is we are going to organize a private sale for the next 2.5 months, and then a public sale thereafter, sometimes in May. The view is really to get the app on time for the ICO campaign and populate it with one category of products and one category of services, so that people not only come to the ICO but come also for the product and can really transact during the period of the ICO. We thought that would be the best way to engage the community.
All right. Your application is available already?
Yes. So it's available on both iOS and Android right away. We're going to open transactions very soon, but there's a process of vendors acquisition that we're working very hard on at the moment. But we have received very valuable feedback from people who have tested the app and provided us with their thoughts, and we're continuously improving it. So do download it from either the App Store or Google Play.
Okay. Do you have something else you want to share with our viewer?
Yes. So the vision for NeoPlace is really a product for the community of blockchain enthusiasts, crypto holders, not just investors, And so we want to engage the whole community to interact with us, both on the product and on the ICO. We have a Telegram channel, and we're happy to always hear feedback from the community.
Thank you very much. So you can also reach them on their website, and you can find all the links in the description down below.
Yeah.
Feel free to join our Telegram account too, t.me/startuptoken. Thank you very much for your time, and see you next week.
Bye.